Okay, so it's time for the drama part of the lesson. Now, if this were a drama lesson in Founders Hall, the lesson would be all about thought tracking, and we would do it physically. So what we would do is we would all take up the different positions of a picture or a moment from the Gruffalo. So, for example, we might have one person being the owl with their body, creating an owl freeze frame, and someone being the little mouse. Okay, underneath, maybe looking up. And what we would do is we're going to look at something called thought tracking. So in drama, thought tracking is where someone goes and taps the person playing the mouse or taps the person playing the owl. And they have to say what they're feeling in that moment in time. So for example, here, the owl would be flying away and he looks like this. If you have a look here, he's looking behind him, isn't he? And he's looking down, I think, quite fearfully at the mouse. So what you would do is the actor who's playing the owl, you would tap them, and the actor who's playing the owl would say what they're feeling at that moment in time. So at this moment in time, how do you think the owl is feeling? Let's look at the moment. It says here, owl ice cream, to wit to woo, goodbye little mouse, and away owl flew. Okay, so that tells me that the owl has just found out that the Gruffalo wants to have owl ice cream, according to what the mouse has told him. He believes the Gruffalo wants owl ice cream, which actually means that he thinks the Gruffalo wants to eat him. So if you were a character, if you step inside the shoes of the owl and think, oh, if I was the owl and I thought someone was going to eat me, how would I feel? And what you do is you speak the thought of how you're feeling or what you're thinking at that moment. So if I was going to pop my hand on the owl's head and the owl was going to tell me how he was feeling, I think the owl would say, I'm really frightened. I have to get out of here very quickly. And that would be the thought. And that is called thought tracking, when you speak the thought of the character at that moment. We'll just look at one more example. So here, this is the first moment where the snake and mouse meet. Now, at first, the snake is not scared of the mouse because he doesn't know anything about the Gruffalo. So if we were going to say that we were doing this in Founders Hall, someone might play the snake and someone might play the mouse. And if we were going to tap the snake on the head and the person playing the snake was going to speak their thought, they might say, delicious, a mouse to eat. I haven't eaten for months, because that's what they're thinking in that moment. And that's what a thought track would be. It's where you show what the character is thinking at that moment in the action. So for your assignment, you're going to get a little quiz, and I'm going to put some pictures in your quiz, and you've got to select what you think the correct thought is for the character at that moment in the picture. I hope that all makes sense. I think it will be quite straightforward. You're just matching the thought to what the character is thinking, what you think the character is thinking at that moment in the book. And the quiz should be self-marking, so you should see your marks at the very end. And I'll be on hand to help you with anything during the session. Okay? All right.